شوي specific stuff that we believe work for most people. Nutrition is a very wide topic, so we'll just pinpoint through some main stuff that are very beneficial to some people. We don't give recipes. احنا مش nutritionists. We just know about nutrition. We're gonna try and make you be the best, healthiest version of yourself. It's not specific details that will work for you. It might work for you. It might not. It's just about experimenting. The way we're gonna use the app in the chat section, if you click on the screen, you can see 3 dots in the bottom of the screen. You can go to the chat. The chat will show you everyone's input. Make sure your chat is written to send to everyone. So when you ask your question, anytime you want during the call, you can ask any question on the chat, and we'll be answering these towards the end of the chat. If everyone agrees to that, just click yes, type in yes into the chat so I know everyone's clear on that, and so we can start talking about nutrition. Just yes or no. Hello, very good. I'll be talking through the main points. We'll try to cover as much as we can. This will take about 45 minutes to an hour. Towards the end of the call, we'll start answering questions that you could type in to the chat. Or if you want to ask them straight away on the mic, it will happen during the end. One quick note is, if anything happens to the voice, to my voice or the mic, let me know. We'll talk about general nutrition since it's Friday. The curfew makes people eat more. That's why I basically, me as well, I'm involved. Every time I see myself looking at the ceiling, I want to start going to the refrigerator and just eating anything I find. It's one way we are used to just spending time. So that's why I decided to do this call. And in the future, maybe next week, during the couple of days that's coming, we'll be doing other Q&As, talking about other topics. If you have any topics you want to suggest or you want to know more about, send it to me on WhatsApp or Facebook, and I'll be glad to try and make that happen. General nutrition, we'll talk about why nutrition is important, and not just only your fitness. You are used to going to work. You're going to work for 8-9 hours a day. Then majority of the time you're at home for 5 hours, and then you sleep for 8. You just have 1 hour at the gym. Working out for an hour sometimes is not enough for you to reach your goal. Anything you want to do related to your fitness or your health starts with nutrition. CrossFit has a pyramid that we believe in, 5-step pyramid. In the bottom of the pyramid comes nutrition before any gymnastics or fitness or cardio. Base of the pyramid is nutrition, because if someone's nutrition is not optimal, I would say, but not a healthy version of nutrition, he's going to find it hard to reach his goal. And we will talk about certain goals that people have. Today's call will be just telling you general nutrition tips we know. We'll be talking about habits to eat as well, so food habits. Anna will lead that. And if Saif and Joseph still remain here, they can add any input if they want. And I'll be answering questions too. So general nutrition, we'll talk about why nutrition is good and beneficial, meaning healthy nutrition. So if you try to keep your nutrition healthy, or just the best version you could do, it will improve and enhance. It's basically less risky to have food-related diseases, just like diabetes, hypertension, اللي هو high blood pressure. Some types of cancers are because of food. That's what research shows. If your nutrition becomes better, your food becomes better, it's the less chance that you will become sick of these diseases. Other stuff could be better energy levels during the day. You can perform better. You can go to work. You can feel less drowsy at the night, less drowsy after work, more energy just to be living your life and going around. At the gym, it gives you improved fitness, just higher energy levels during the gym. Sometimes we finish the warm-up, we do the strength piece. Immediately after that, if people have poor nutrition, they might feel like they're drowned, dizzy. They won't feel that they have enough energy to do the Metcon. Sometimes in longer workouts, 30 minutes plus, you might find yourself running out of energy really fast too. That's because just depends on how your food that was that day, or the food the next day, you might feel drained. In the situation of the coronavirus and the universe we're living in now, the immune level is important. People usually tend to start focusing on their immune level once they get sick. يعني لما الواحد يرشح, once people get a cold, they start taking vitamin C and they start eating better. But the night before, they were eating sugar, they were eating cake, and they just don't know why they got sick. So focusing on your nutrition will help you in these times, even if you're not sick, to just have a better immune system. One side of our immune system we believe helps is that you are fit people. Fit meaning you are exercising, you are going for runs, and you just walk around. For that's fitness. It boosts the immunity system, as well as supported by food, which raises the vitamin levels, the hormones, everything regulates well. So your immune system becomes stronger. And if, la samah Allah, you got any side type of cold, flu, any virus, the immune system can efficiently work to just get you rid of any disease you have. In relation to a sedentary person who just sits at the couch all day and does nothing. The last thing I'll talk about, the benefits, is that good nutrition will help you be in a better, more stable mood throughout the day. You won't have any mood swings. You won't feel like you need sugar right now. You might become angry if you haven't eaten for a while. It just happens with everyone. We know it. That's why we're giving this nutrition seminar out, because we just want you being almost neutral. The person who you are, doesn't matter if you ate or not. You shouldn't be hangry, as they say. So people do get angry if they don't get food. I used to be one of them. We'll talk about next major food components. We have them into 3. But before I talk about that, there's a saying in CrossFit, it's fitness in 100 words. If you have never seen that before, I'm going to show you what that is. I have it written on my board, and I'll say it out loud. We believe that it's a small saying that we go by. You might have seen it at the gym. It's basically eat meat and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar. We keep intake to levels that support exercise, but not body fat. This is something we have in the gym on a poster. Besides,
Faisal, can you turn? Can you turn?
Yeah, of course.
There we go.
Eat meats and vegetables, nuts and seeds, some fruit, little starch, and no sugar. We keep intakes, quantity to levels that support your exercise and not body fat. Exercise could be going to work for some people, not exactly just doing CrossFit. But depends on what you guys normally do. That's the saying we have. If we talk about what meat, vegetables, starch stuff is, the basic components that break down into the body and what they do. And then we'll talk about the specific nutrition stuff, which is goals, diets that some people follow, and eating habits led by Anna. If you have any questions, pop them into the chat. Make sure it's sending to everyone and not just a specific person, so everyone can see the question you asked and our answers. So the food we eat is currently, we'll break it down into a macro thing, which is the big picture, and a micro, which is a small picture. The macro being carbs, protein, and fat. We're going to talk about what carbs do, what proteins do, and what fat does, but basically that's what food is on a plate. So we'll show you different versions of food, of proteins, carbs, and fat. Once the macro level is out, we talk about the micro level, which is the minerals or multivitamins, or the vitamins that are in the food. But that's the micro level in foods. In relation to protein, we said meat. Meat doesn't have to be red meats, but it has to be any sort of animal-driven meat. So it's eggs, chicken, fish, and red meat, not specifically the red meat. Any sort of meat, we believe it gives you protein. بالآخر اللحمة protein. It's a good source of protein and amino acids. The amino acids are just a compound found in meats. They are not found in plant-based protein sources. Some branched amino acids are not found in animal sources. زي مثلا عدس وهيك شغلات. It's more available in red meats or chicken. That's why we love animal meats. So that's a source of protein. Vegetables are considered carbs لإلنا. It's very tough to get full on vegetables or to get the quantity of carbs you need in your day, because you need to eat 3 bowls of a salad in order to have 1 cup of rice. يعني لازم تاكلوا كتير vegetables in order to fill yourself up with nutritious carbs. The reason we have vegetables be the second word in the sentence, because vegetables are very nutritious, dense in vitamins and mineral sources. Vegetables are a good source of carbs, and they are whole. You can't find them in any other shape or form. You just buy them as they are in real world. But they are filled with vitamins, but they are a good source of carbs. Next, we'll talk about nuts and seeds. Nuts and seeds يعني almonds, macadamia nuts, snowbar, anything you can find in a nut or seed form. They are a good source of fats. Fats are essential to us عشان they keep they insulate organs. They give you, it's a secondary source of energy. They regulate your vitamins, وكمان they help with your hormone manufacturing in the body. So that's why we love fats. One source of fats are nuts and seeds. Fish is a good source of fats too, especially omega-3, which is what these days are hard to find. فاللي بياخد fish oil as a supplement, it's one of the basic supplements we as a CrossFit universe like. Fish oil or cod liver oil or omega-3, we believe in that supplement other than other supplements. Next is the fruit. We say some fruit عشان الفruit is a form of sugar. They say إنه eating 1 apple is just like يعني fruit in general. If you eat fruit, it's just like eating table sugar, which is the white sugar we know, because it's the same. It will be broken down the same. But the thing you get from fruits, you need to eat 3-4 apples, and you're still not close to 1 teaspoon of sugar. Fruit is beneficial because it has lots of vitamins and minerals too. They have high fibers. So that's why we say some, مشان الناس don't go crazy on fruits. It's better as a snack to have 2, 4, 3 apples or something in the evenings. But having large quantities of them is still considered sugar. For people who want to lose weight, for example, I wouldn't recommend a high amount of fruit for them. Depends on your goal eventually and what works for you. Next is starch. Starch يعني usually rice, high carb food, which is rice, bread, pasta, potatoes, sweet potatoes. Those are all starch. We say little starch عشان it's not very beneficial. إنه فيهم, they have fibers, but vegetables are more beneficial, as in you can find them whole. Starch is more processed. يعني they just lose their vitamin أو benefit, let's say. No sugar. Sugar is our enemy. It creates a lot of problems in the body, specifically related to diabetes. They might promote cancer cell generation. They play a lot with mood swings. It's just generally the body doesn't adapt well to high levels of sugar. It doesn't know what to do with them. I think research shows that you have to eat about 50 grams of specific fructose. Fructose who doesn't break down in the body very well. If you eat more than that, you're going to feel instant insulin spikes. It does make you feel good in the moment, but once you need to eat more to stay in the same, let's say, vibe or mood swing. We try to fight against sugar because it's just not the best thing to go for. That's the general rule. هلا we'll talk about شوي على الكاربس, proteins وfats. Why carbs are beneficial, what proteins are, what they do, وشوي على الفات, which we already covered the fats. الcarbs, we usually go for carbs because they are the main source of energy بالجسم. The body goes for carbs instantly if it's looking for energy. It's good for heart, liver, brain function, as well as your nervous system. If people are on a diet or they are not eating any sort of carbs, you might find that they're always drained, they're always tired. Their body starts to look for other sources of energy that is harder to process or find or break down. So carbs is our main source of energy. The proteins, we can't emphasize this enough, but mostly everyone or even you are under eating proteins. Under eating, yani you are not eating as much as your body wants from proteins. We are used to just eating one egg in the morning, one chicken breast in the evening, one kind of tuna, and that's very little proteins, especially if you do exercise or you are a bigger guy with muscle mass. The protein is the base of structural, let's say, tissue بالجسم. So the tissue is built from protein. Mainly مثلا muscles, they are built from protein. So if you don't have enough protein in the system and you go for a run, the body starts looking for energy, it starts breaking down the muscle tissue. So that's why we eat protein, just to fortify the structural tissue in the body. Next, the protein helps regulate the metabolic processes بالجسم. It makes your metabolism work more. For the more, let's say, too much of a protein or too little of protein is not good too. We have to find the medium. It just helps your body be more metabolically active. The fats, like I said, are a secondary source of energy. If you're doing a workout for 30 minutes and your carb level is depleted, the body goes for fat to burn. So once we start burning fat, that's why you feel in a 30-minute workout, the first 20 minutes you're good, and in the last 10 minutes you're barely holding on, waiting for the workout to finish, because the fat is either harder to break down or just the body doesn't quickly break down the fat. عشان هيك بالworkouts الطويلة, when carbs get depleted, fat starts to break down, and that's the fat loss that we're looking for. It insulates organ, يعني every organ in the body is covered by fat. So if someone doesn't eat healthy fats specifically, the organs love it. It insulates it, فبيعزل الأعضاء جوا, it is healthy and beneficial. It regulates vitamins. فالواحد إذا بياخد vitamins وما بياخد healthy fats, it becomes شوي hard to distribute the vitamins or to do something with the vitamins. وhormonal balances وmanufacturing. فهدول 3 types of food breakdown اللي الجسم بياخدهم. General nutrition, هلا السنتنس اللي حكيناها فوق, meat, vegetables, nuts and seeds, sugar, starch, it doesn't have dairy in them. Dairy يعني أي شيء جاي من الحليب. Everything that comes from milk, products is called dairy. The reason is we don't really believe in dairy عشان في ناس عندهم حساسية. Mostly everyone has allergies from dairies, so that's why it's not written in the sentence. We don't give it out to everyone. Dairy is very good. It's a very good source of protein. It does give you carbs, and it's very full with healthy fats. But not everyone can digest dairy very easily. في ناس عندهم حساسيات منها. They get bloated. They don't feel good after eating dairy. That's why we don't have it in the system. If you don't have any problems with dairy, or you don't know if you have any problems, you might try to remove dairy from your life and then see if you feel okay, you still feel the same, then you don't have any allergies. If you remove the dairy from your life for a week and then you feel you're losing weight, you're feeling better throughout the day, you're no longer bloated, which means you probably had dairy in what's it called, allergies. So that's general nutrition. هاي الصورة big picture about nutrition. I will dive into specific nutrition, which is just talking about quantities, how much to eat, goals. Different people have different goals eating nutrition. This nutrition call is not about losing weight specifically. Even if you are listening to it, we will give tips about losing weight, gaining weight, staying the same. Some people don't want to lose weight. And we will talk about different diets that you hear around the websites or Instagram or people doing many sorts of diets. I will start with the goals of people. I'll talk a little bit عشان بس so you know which area you are and why how you haven't been changing, your goals haven't been met in relation to nutrition. So in nutrition, there's multiple goals. First one that comes to mind is people want to lose weight. But losing weight is number one. Number two is some people want to gain weight, which is usually muscle. When I say lose weight, we usually want fat to be lost. When we say weight loss, it's not a very direct indicator of a healthy diet. We don't want you losing your muscle mass specifically. So weight loss is fat loss to us. Weight gain is muscle gain. Some people want to maintain the weight they are. I am personally in that category. I just want to stay how I am now. I don't want to lose or gain. Some people just want to perform better, as in athletically. في ناس بيلعبوا tennis, في ناس professional football players, في ناس just want to do better in CrossFit, but they just focus on eating to perform better, not how they look like. So that's different goals that people have. هلا we'll go by quantities or how to go follow your goal, but just general ideas. If you have any questions, still pop them through. Anna's answering some questions through, and we will answer them bil video once it's time for questions. طيب هلا we'll talk about the quantities تبعون الأكل. I'll show you a very easy rule that is خلينا نحكي approximate, very close to what the plate should look like. So we'll talk about what your plate is, your meal should be. كميات. I will show you this. Where is it? طيب راح أحكي لكم إياها. Make sure you can see my screen. If let's say one meal, usually في indicator on how if you go to a restaurant, if you're cooking at home, how to make your plate look the most beneficial or most nutritious is you have a plate in front of you. Your palm usually, البالم يعني الكفة بس without the fingers. Just the palm is usually good for protein. If you want to put protein in, صدر دجاج is usually about this big. A steak of meat, about 200 grams, I think, is about this big. So that's your meat quantity, protein quantity for that meal. And I'll tell you how to play with that too. For proteins, palm size. Carbs, we do a fist. A fist is for me, I think it's about 1 cup of the starch. زي ما حكينا النشويات رايس باستا فريكة برغل is about my fist size. One fist is enough for my plate. If you're not eating rice وهيك, you have high starch زي مثلا بطاطا, sweet potatoes or carrots, shamandar, beets. These are high starch foods. You can have 2 fists. For 1 fist for rice and stuff, rice, pasta, potato, rice, pasta, frike. 2 fists if it's high starch from vegetables. Lastly, fats. Fats, you'd be surprised if you do this with your palm. إذا بنعمل هيك, this cup that's in your palm, هون الوسع, is the fat you need to take. It's this little of fats. يعني هاي بيطلع about 1 teaspoon of olive oil. أو 3 almonds. أو it's very little. Let's say and plus حكينا على البروتينز palm, carbs الفست والfats الcup. That's the plate. You can put as many vegetables as you want on the plate عبين ما يتطفح. Just any empty space on your plate, throw vegetables on, whatever they are. عشان إنه it's very beneficial. You can eat a lot of vegetables without gaining weight. عشان you need a lot to actually cover your carbs. The quantity اللي هلا حكيت عنها will give you about 40 grams of carbs, 30 grams of protein, و 15 grams of fat. هاي usual indicators. That's a plate. هلا how many plates زي هذا you should eat a day? Usually depends on your size as a human. The smaller people can eat about 3 to 5 plates of food a day for 3 to 5 meals. If you're a smaller athlete or a smaller individual, you weigh about 50 kilos, 155 centimeters of height, you could probably start at around 3 meals a day. If you feel okay, 3 meals are making you move well, you're feeling energized, you're feeling well during workouts, you don't need more food, then that's a good indicator that 3 meals is good for you. For a larger athlete, مثلا, I would take my example. I weigh 100 kilos. I take about 6 meals. عشان when I tried 3 meals of that plate, it was too little for me. I started feeling dizzy. With workouts, I was losing muscle mass or losing weight. I wanted to gain weight. I would just stay the same. So I added 3 more meals just to find my perfect, let's say, balance of food. I would say 6 meals could be crazy per day. So I eat 2 meals مرة واحدة. So my lunch is about 2 meals for an average human. So I eat a lot of food on my lunch just so I want to still eat 3 meals بدل 6. If you have the time and energy to eat 6 times a day, that's perfect. Some people like that. I personally didn't, so I added up all my meals into 3, which gives me the same amounts of food that I want to just stay at the same weight. In relation to quantities, high usually quantities that you can go with. You can go out to restaurants to eat with your friends. Doesn't mean that you will gain or lose weight. You can still just spot with your eye what you're eating as an indicator. في شيء اسمه basal metabolic rate. This will help you either lose weight, gain weight, or maintain weight. The basal metabolic rate means how many calories are you burning while sitting on the couch. Yani you wake up today, Friday, you didn't do anything during the day, your body burns this amount of calories without activity. One way to find that basal metabolic rate is either to go to an in-body machine. It gives you that. Oh, there's plenty of calculators on the internet. I can share links later. That gives you an approximate number of your basal metabolic rate. مثلا, if taking my weight as an example, I'm a 100 kilo guy. The basal metabolic rate تبعي during a sedentary day, يعني during a day that I didn't do any activity, is around 2,300 calories. So my body burns 2,300 calories باليوم. Like today, I didn't do any activity. That's what my body burns. If my goal is to lose weight, I should eat less calories than my basal metabolic rate. يعني on Friday زي اليوم, I should eat not more than 2,300. Ideally, if you want to lose weight quick, I would eat around 2,000. If you want to lose weight slow, 2,200. But it just is different for everyone. I am a bigger guy, so that's why my BMR is higher than everyone else. Smaller people could be around 1,700. But dropping to 1,000 because I want to lose weight is not the best thing you can do, and we don't recommend that. For the resting, let's say tomorrow I went to the gym. We did a 30-minute workout. In the workout, my body burned about 500 calories. So that's my activity. I consider myself a moderately active athlete. Yani I work out 5 times a week. High active people work out up to 7 times a week, or maybe 8 if it's 2 sessions. Or people who come 3 times a week to the gym are considered low activity people. For high plays a difference. If I'm a moderately active person, my basal metabolic rate ببطل 2,300, it goes up to 2,800. I just give myself more room to eat by exercising. If I don't go to the gym, I have to cut down on my food to maintain or lose or gain weight. If you want to gain weight, you always have to be above what your body is burning. If you are looking for performance, you have to know how much you're spending in time in the gym and what your goals are in that performance, and you have to eat accordingly. So eating for performance is usually the toughest thing because you need to calculate your foods. So that's that for the general goals and quantities. هلا راح أحكي just a little bit about different diets in the market, وأنا will hit you with habits in eating foods. Different diets in the markets. في عم تسمعوا diets كتير. One of them is the keto diet. Second is intermittent fasting. 3 is people calculate the macros and micros. كتير بيحسبوا. They have a weight scale every time. They calculate their foods and know how much they're eating. For these 3 are the most major stuff. في paleo, في vegetarian diets, and في carnivore diets. You can follow any diet as long as it works for you. Keto diet is very big on the market. I am not a fan of the keto diet عشان I think it needs to have, you need to do some blood tests or kidney and liver function tests before you actually want to start the keto. Keto is proven to be good for people who have cancer. It stops cancer cells from happening or increasing. They just stop them because you stop carbs. Keto is high protein or high fats, 0 carbs. As long as you don't eat carbs, your cancer cells mainly stop. You stop food for cancer cells. It's even good for people who don't have cancer. عشان it's just a way to not spike your insulin. So that's my thoughts on keto. I don't know much about it. I didn't experiment with it. You can find other people who tried it, but I am not a very big fan of it because it's hard to maintain or high levels of fat. To some people, they need to ask a doctor before they start the keto diets.
Hi, Faisal.
Hi.
Can I just add something about keto?
Yeah, طبعا.
So just it's something new in the market, as he said, but it's not a bad or good diet unless it's done properly. So like Faisal said, you will need to do lots of blood tests to make sure that this diet works for you, and you need to do it monitored with a specific dietitian who knows what she's doing or he's doing, any dietitian. لأنه basically when you're cutting out carbs out of your system, your body is going to shift to using fat for energy. That's why lots of people drop weight drastically during that time, but the energy level won't be as high as when you're feeding yourself with some carbs. Second, just like any drastic change in your body, the first week to two, you would have lots of mood swings, not feeling good, and feeling tired. Just like if you try to cut sugar out of your body, these things could happen. But the most dangerous part about this diet, not dangerous, but needs monitoring, is getting out of the keto diet, because you haven't been eating carbs for a long period of time. So you would need a specialist, to be monitoring you to reintroduce carbs gradually back to your system, not to shock your system suddenly. Because if you've been doing keto for about 4 weeks, and usually it's done in a period of 4 to 6 weeks, depending on the tolerance of your body, and usually it's cycled, so you can't stick to keto for too long of a time. So after those 4 weeks, if you're going to go out of keto, your body will become too sensitive to insulin. Meaning, if usually that certain amount of carbs would spike your insulin to a certain level, now it's going to spike it even higher. So it's more drastic. So you need to make sure that you're doing that gradually. Fashioning, it's better to be done through a specialist. But as a diet itself, it's very beneficial, very healthy if it's done correctly. It has great results. Some people even use it. It started أصلاً to help زي ما حكى فيصل إنه help with cancer cells. Then they found that people are losing good amount of weight through that. So that's my notes on it. بس.
Hello, thank you.
أهلاً.
Intermittent fasting is something we've been hearing about. Basically, if it's بتصوموا Ramadan, if you have gone through Ramadan, it's one sort of intermittent fasting. Living your day every day is intermittent fasting to an extent, because intermittent fasting, you are fasting for a period of time, but then you have a window that you can eat. The window usually is about 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of food for most people. Some people do 12 and 12. Some people do 16 or 8 and 18 or 4. There's different versions, 18/6. Intermittent fasting helps you lose weight, helps regulate the spikes that your body has. Some people see that it helps the hormones. It does have certain benefits to it. But if your goal is to gain weight, or to find better performance in the gym, intermittent fasting won't be the best result, because you need to have high amounts of food in a small window. For the body might not have the capacity to break that down and to process the foods unless you get used to it. It also needs monitoring by a good dietitian who knows what he's doing, and not just done out of because I heard about intermittent fasting. Last thing is just calculating how much food you're getting into the system. Working with a nutritionist makes life easier. You can do it alone at home through some apps on the phone or heck. It just takes more time to get used to. I personally go through macros, which I count how much food that I'm getting in through the day. Not very regularly, but هلا صرت أعرف I can spot how much quantity is in the food or is on the plate. Anna will take you through the eating habits for the next 10 minutes maybe. And then if you have any questions, we'll be answering them on the live. I'll be scrolling through some questions too. But there you go, Anna.
Okay, so with habits, kind of what Faisal's been talking about, there's some really basic things you can do, like make sure you're drinking enough water. When we're not drinking enough water, sometimes we misinterpret ourselves being hungry when we're really just thirsty. And not drinking enough water can over time hurt your kidneys as well, which is not something you want to be doing. An easy thing too with that, like as you're drinking water, you can drink a glass of water before you eat. That can help you feel like you're not as thirsty or you're not as hungry. And then also getting rid of caloric beverages. So like a coffee with a lot of sugar in it, or the fruit juice. They are high in sugars, which isn't good, but it also, which can spike your blood sugar and do that. But it's, yeah, it can also kind of help you lose weight if you're trying to lose weight, to kind of get rid of caloric beverages. Another thing is we want to be really mindful with how we eat. And so making sure we're eating slow and not super fast. When we eat really fast, we're more likely to overeat and eat more than we should. As well as when we eat fast, it's not as good for our digestion. And so that's just another thing. Eating slow helps with portion control. We also want to be careful with when we're eating, not eating till we're absolutely stuffed and our stomach hurts, but eating till you're not hungry. And it depends too what your goals are. If your goals are weight loss, then you're going to want to do it just till you're not hungry. But if you're trying to gain weight, then you're going to kind of be watching more what types of foods you're eating. But a general rule is only to eat till you're like 80% full. We want to make sure, as Faisal talked about, that we're eating protein with every meal, and we're getting enough protein. If we're only eating protein once, maybe twice a day, you're less likely to get all the protein your body needs. And protein is really foundational for our muscles and for recovery. And the same thing goes with veggies. We're going to want to make sure we're eating veggies with every meal. Veggies have a lot of really good nutrients and vitamins and minerals that your body needs, and they're low in carbs, and so you can end up filling yourself up more if you're eating more veggies. So if you're trying to lose weight, focusing more on eating veggies and your meat, you're going to feel full and you're not going to be hungry for some of those other things. And the same thing goes for fats, making sure you're eating at least some fat with your meal, which could be cheese. It could be, I know eggs have some fat in them, as well as avocado, olive oil, all those nuts, all those are good forms of fat. Another thing we want to make sure we're watching is that after we work out, that we eat within about an hour of working out. If we don't eat within an hour, it can cause like longer recovery time. And so a general rule when you're eating within an hour is that you have a ratio of like 2 to 3 carbs for every 1 gram of fat, or not gram of fat, gram of protein. And so kind of looking at that, you need protein after you work out, but you also need higher carbs. And that's just like a good habit. Yes?
I just want to make more emphasis on that, because lots of people, they tend to finish the workout and have a protein shaker. Mm-hmm. While, as you said, the most important is to supply your body with carbs.
Correct.
After the workout, it's more essential to supply with carb than just protein, because protein, for your body to use it, it needs lots of time to break down, and it goes through a long process to use it as a building blocks. So if you sufficiently supply yourself with protein throughout the day, you don't necessarily need to have a protein shaker after the workout. But for the carbs, because remember, the workout that you have just done, it's a type of stress on your body. And when you're stressed, when you're under stress, that's going to elevate your cortisol level. So we want to do the opposite. So your body is shifting into the fight and flight, into the sympathetic nervous system. So we want to counter that effect. So if you supply with carbs, that's going to tell your body that there is carbs. It's going to increase your insulin because there's carbs, so you need to store it in. And what that does, it's going to shift you back to your parasympathetic nervous system. So back into the rest and digest, because your body will know, oh, no, I'm not under stress. There's food available that I have time to eat. Then it's going to shift back into that and help you become more balanced. And that's really important, especially if you do your workout session at night. If you found yourself having harder time finishing your workout session at 8:30, for example, and finding hard time falling back to sleep, try to, as soon as you finish your workout, just have a banana or something. So that's just what I wanted to add.
Yeah, the other thing too that you could add is like, just like the carbs are really important, making sure we're eating the right type of carbs, or healthier carbs after a workout. And so like a good post-workout snack would be a banana, because that's going to also recover and give you potassium as well, which is good for your muscles. And bananas are high in carbs. So excellent. Thanks, Saif. And then the last thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we're being picky about what sweets we eat. And so we don't want to be having, desserts every day. Or if we're going to call it a dessert, you could, okay, I want something sweet after my meal. You could have a piece of fruit or something, and learning to make some of those small changes. Trying to change everything all at once usually is too much for us, and our motivation goes down over time. So we want to make sure that we are making small changes that are easy and can be long-term sustainable, and not just sustainable for today or for this week. Do you guys have any questions about those?
It's basically close to people asking us questions. So we'll take questions now in a bit. But I just want to add, I know it's very hard halla, since everyone is at home. We tend to usually eat more than we do. We tend to crave for sweets. We tend to just want to eat more. If you find that very hard, and you are a person who has been eating more because you've been at home, one way to start eating better foods, let's say, or just keep the quantities the same, is, let's say you usually have a very big meal at lunch. Your meal is the normal meal you already have at 3 o'clock. Just split that meal into two. Have half the meal at 3 and just half the other meal, continue it at 6. It's one way that you can eat when you're bored. It's just a task that you have, so people can stay enjoying foods. It's just one way to just think about, okay, I'm eating. I haven't eaten enough at lunch. I'm going to eat my meal again. If I'm still eating the same quantities of food in that day. Instead of when eating at 3, I have a very big meal, I start feeling hungry at 6, I go for a chocolate or I go for cake. Usually that's what happens with people, because it's easy to access. Having vegetables around as a salad, having a salad as a snack is perfect. It fills you up really well. You need to eat a lot of salad to actually match that to a cake. It will never happen. So just salads are nice to have around the house.
Another comment, as we all are like more snacky as we're all sitting in our houses, what I found is really good is to have something like an orange or a pomegranate or something that you have to work at to eat. And so that can help too with like the whole I want to eat something. And by the time like you're not feeling snacky anymore, you finished your orange or whatever else. So just finding food that has that's not necessarily really bad for you. And
Yep.
Low carb impact.
طيب, Hussam asked the question, can you give us an example of a good meal before and after the workout? Do you have any thoughts on that, Anna?
Like you're gonna want to, like, before a workout, you probably don't want to eat like up to 2 hours before a workout. You could have some stomach issues with that, and so I would recommend, you're gonna want a good meat source. You want some vegetables. Before and after a workout, you want to hit your carbs a little bit heavier. And so that could be maybe some rice or a piece of fruit or something. Your starches, those are higher carb content, and so you're going to be getting more of that. That's a better time to eat that during the day, is either before or after your workout.
For example, my meal, I work out at 12 o'clock at noon. As you know, I coach all the evenings. For my pre-workout is my breakfast. As simple as that. I just have a couple of eggs. I eat oatmeal for my carb source. Ooh, that's my pre-workout. Post-workout, I have a protein shake with some oats in it for carbs. Some, I mean, maybe half a cup, maybe quarter of a cup. That's my personal thing. And after the shaker, I usually have my lunch at 3. The window that my workout is in is just regular meals. If you work out at 5:30, your lunch is at 3. That could be your pre-workout, but just a very bit decent lunch. Eating a salad, just a salad before, is not very good because you will feel drained and dizzy. For just a normal, very big, nice meal at work could be your pre-workout. Your post-workout is your dinner. Just have a snack after the workout.
Faisal, I want to add, especially for Hassan, because sometimes he does the 6 a.m. class in the morning. So I know that for people who are doing the morning class, it's hard to leave 2 hours room before your workout time.
Sure.
So when you wake up, try to have something, as Anna said, something with carbs, but I'd recommend even just like a piece, like one piece of date or something that has simple sugar in it, because simple sugar are more fastly absorbed into the body, while things like rice and oats, they need more time. So if you don't have that luxury of 2 hours time frame, you could supply with some simple sugar. Just keep it moderate, because one date has really lots of energy in it anyway, and you don't want to go into having excess sugar into your body. That's in case you're doing morning classes, for example. Also, because Hassan, you asked about drinking water with the meal. There isn't right or wrong, so it depends on your target. So for someone who's trying to lose weight, I'd recommend even drinking water during the meal, because that's going to make you feel full faster. But for someone the opposite, like me, I'm not on a maintenance diet, not on a fat loss diet. I'm trying to gain muscles. So I find it really hard to fit in my macros. So I'd space out the drinking water time before the meal and after the meal. Before the meal at least 30 minutes before my meal, I don't drink water. After the meal, I'm already so full, so I can't have something more into my body.
Nice. Eva asked, what about going through a whole bag of sunflower seeds? Sunflower seeds are considered nuts. They are good for you. They are healthy fats, but a whole bag is a lot of fats. Usually you would want about this much, like I said, of sunflower seeds to just enjoy eating the sunflower seeds and for their benefit. That's Lauren. He just wrote it under your name. It will, the fat level on the whole bag just is a lot. Usually we need to monitor the intake of almonds and sunflower seeds and nuts in general.
Yeah, speaking of fat, Faisal, that reminds me, could be morning people. Try to, if you don't have lots of time before the workout, as I said, not only eat carbs, simple carbs, but also try to avoid proteins and fats, because these macros tends to set into your belly and takes longer time to digest.
We are close to finishing the hour on the live cast. If you have any questions on the mic, you didn't type them in, please go ahead and ask.
خلاص بطل ميوت ونفتح الفرج عليهم.
لا just if إذا حد ما كتبوا كتابة.
What about banana and dates before workout?
Sweet.
Banana is high on carbs and nutrition and minerals too. It's good because it gives you instant source of energy that doesn't take long to digest. Dates take a little bit longer to digest, but depends. I usually have them before a workout or even during. But we want to make sure we don't have more than what we need عشان they will spike your insulin level بعدها instantly in the workout process something goes wrong. just have 2 maximum 3 of dates or 1 banana, either or plays a better يعني أحسن. Any other questions, guys? Yeah, Noor?
Sorry. Some people say that having a banana after workout slows down the absorption of protein. True, false?
I'm not a fan of البنانا in general. عشان it is very high on carbs, but I like having oatmeal عشان it's more fibrous and it sits in the stomach more. The banana just goes away very quick. It is high in sugar too. فالbody بيصير فيه insulin spike very fast. Well, that's the reason it doesn't digest the protein very well. But you want something to... yeah.
Sarah, usually if you're supplying your body with the amount of protein you need throughout the day, it doesn't really matter anymore. So just make sure you get the amount of protein on point. But then everything else is going to be solved on its own. But like the banana, ليش فيصل بحكي مثلا he prefers things like oats, because oats and rice and sweet potato and even regular potato, they are more starchy carbs. So these type of carbs tend to homemade the types of carbs that they don't really elevate your insulin a lot, and they get stored into your muscles to get used into the next day after digestion in a better way. While the fruits, the banana will dates, they have both glucose and fructose, not only glucose. Fructose, as he said, it's not the body doesn't really use it. It gets converted inside the liver and stored as fat, while glucose gets converted into glycogen, stored into the muscle. So we don't want fat. That's why fruits, usually we say little fruit, some starch.
Great.
طيب, seems like no one has any other questions.
One last thing. All you guys be on the lookout. We're going to be doing a challenge here in the next couple days, and you guys can sign up. It's going to be focusing on just some general like good healthy habits, as well as there's some workout components as well. Like over the challenge, which will last about a month, you'll have like do 500 burpees, do 500 air squats, and so that can be something to help keep you motivated and keep working, and we can all do it as a community. And whoever wins this will get a t-shirt and a sweatshirt. So it's just going to be something fun that we're doing as a community, so just keep on the lookout for it. And it'll start this coming Tuesday.
وهنعمل challenge to keep you guys motivated on actually working out, to focus مش على workout in general. We're going to focus on your habits outside عشان we are not spending as much time working out. But it's just building your habit to nutrition. Asil has a question. Asil, if you want to shoot it through or talk it through.
Hey guys, wish you're all hope you're all safe. I have a question for Faisal and maybe Saif. For you personally, what was sort of a habit when it comes to food, a habit that you changed that really made a difference to you in terms of, boosting your energy or allowing you to, I don't know, just get to whatever goal you had in mind? Just maybe one small habit that you can think of.
The fastest thing for me to think of is sugar. And I have a sweet tooth. I still do have a sweet tooth. I love sweets. The reason is I stopped having sweets for 3 months. In those 3 months, I dropped fat percentages. I dropped about 5% of fat, which was about 9 kilos of fat in 3 months, just from stopping my sugar. My muscle stays the same. My performance in the gym became better. I was feeling more energized because there was no more insulin spikes. The sugar intake stopped. One thing I noticed, once I came back into sugar, I had sugar for 3 days in normal quantities, not something crazy. I gained instantly 3 kilos. For me, sugar is my biggest, I'd say, foe. I try to keep that very limited. I also noticed it drops the immune system. Once I was away from sugar, I didn't get sick for a while. Once I introduced it back, I instantly had a cold.
والبراونيز اللي عملتهم امبارح.
I did brownies yesterday for the family.
If I want to answer me, because I have the opposite. أنا عكس فيصل يعني الأسيل. I'm trying to gain weight. So the thing that I changed in my diet, I was thinking that I'm eating correctly, but my performance was stuck into the same level. I'm looking for gaining weight and looking for performance, مش بس maintenance or losing fat. Once I increased the amount of carbs, of the good carb sources like rice, potato, and all of these things, I've started monitoring my diet about 14 months ago, I would say, and more accurately. I've gained through the first 8 months about 8 kilos maybe, and all of my numbers or my lifting numbers have increased. Did not yet affect my gymnastics. My running has been affected a little bit because I'm heavier now, so I'm slower. This is the thing that I've changed basically. But كمان speaking of لما فيصل حكى على sugar and immune system and not getting sick a lot. Right now, I'm not eating sugar, not eating gluten, not eating lactose, and I'm supplementing my body with all what I need. اللي هم vitamin C, magnesium, zinc. I have the long list of things that I take in the morning and take in the evening. So my immunity is boosted. When I get sick, if I get sick, it doesn't really affect my energy level as much. I'm still able to come and coach classes and do my workout. Maybe not as efficient, but at least I'm not completely stopping and needing to take a day off. I'm feeling more energy during my workout session in regular days.
في a lot of إذا خلصت أقطعك.
يلا احكي.
There was a lot of questions على أنا eating fruits أو diet sugar أو mood. I did eat fruits when I stopped the sugar. I had as a snack I had 1 apple in the evening or banana with the breakfast. Banana after the workout sometimes. If I did have fruits as snacks instead of sugar من الcookies وsugar من الchocolates. I did not replace it with diet sugars عشان it's still the same. It's just a different name or label. It didn't change my moods. The first week أنا حسيت إنه I needed sugar just like I needed a drug. But once I stopped it for a week راح the symptoms of mood changes. I am just normal without actually having sugar. So I hope this guy entertains you guys and gave you information and knowledge.
مثلنا بسأل إذا راح نعمل more sessions زي هيك. إن شاء الله ما بنضلش محبوسين. إذا انحبسنا جزء نصير نعمل يسعد صباحك كمان مش بس بالمساء.
Rose asked the question too, and my experience was similar to Faisal, and like I cut down the sugar I had or where I got my carbs from, and that made a huge difference in my performance in the gym and my weight. So just eating fruits and vegetables and watching how much I ate and cutting out breads and all those types of things. So that's just a
nice
response.
Well, one thing I want to say is we might be having these more during the week حتى. Could be having them after the workouts at 7:30 or 8, just for us to spend time together or give you knowledge on whatever topics we can give.
Whatever topic you're interested in, not necessarily nutrition.
If you have any topics you would like to know more about or to discuss it with us, ask us questions, please shoot me a message on WhatsApp or Facebook, or even text Anna or Saif with the topic you want to hear about, and hopefully we'll develop just the same thing, a 1-hour session of us talking about it. We're giving you insights, making your day hopefully filled with more activities now. Even if it's something we can think about doing once the gym goes back into business, we might be doing these at least once every 2 weeks, once every month, just to keep you guys knowledgeable, entertained and knowledgeable. That's it. We hope you have a nice evening. Enjoy the weekend. Yeah, مين عم بحكي؟ احكوا لي.
أنا رشا.
Yeah.
رشا.
هلا بس أنا عندي سؤال. هلا عشان أنا يعني I used to have the same weight forever.
علي صوتك شوي مش أو قربي المايك مش سامعين.
هيك سامعني أحسن؟
هيك بجنن.
أحكي أنا I used to have the same weight من لما بلشت يمكن كروسفيت هلا وأنا نفس الوزن ما تغير فيه شيء. جربت أعمل زي ماكروز تارجت. في إشي أنا ما عم بفهمه هلا ما تغير إشي يمكن البرفورمانس بتصير ما بعرف إذا الإكسترا ورك أوت عم نعملها أو اللي هي الماكروز I did start هدول الشغلتين مع بعض. هلا أنا حسب الإنبادي اللي بعمله بيحكي لي إنه I burn around 1000 كالوري بدون ورك أوت. هلا إذا هدول الكالوريز باخذهم يعني as ماكروز أو إذا باخذهم مخربطين يعني مش زي ماكروز إيش ما بعرف.
هو فيني سؤال أنا أحط إيدي على السؤال. هلا أنت إيش اللي بدك إياه بالضبط؟ بدك تزيدي ولا بدك تضلي زي ما
علي
أنت؟
صوتك شوي صغيرة عشان عم بقطع
لا أنا ما بدي أزيد ولا بدي أقلل. أعرف إيش الهدف إنه أنا آخذ 1000 مثلا أنا صرت معي النيوتريشن عن تفكيري هو 1800 كالوري بير داي.
اوكي
انت التارجت تاعك 1900 كالوري باليوم؟
البي ام ار
البيزل ولا اللي انت عم تاكليه؟
لا البي ام ار 1600.
انت عم تاكل 1900. اوكي
طيب في 300 زياده معناته انت هلا البي ام اي باي ذا واي زي ما حكى هو البيزل ميتابوليك ريت يعني لشخص سيدنتري قاعد ما بتحرك. فاذا انت اكتف الان بودي تيست there's no way انه الان بودي machine to know how much you're active. So it just gives you a target for to not to lose weight. هلا if you're exercising you're going to need to supply your body with more energy. فعشان هيك في عندك ال 300 كالوري اكسترا.
عشان هيك you're coming to the gym.
ما في لس يعني ما ايش بيفرق ايش
بيفرق هدول 1600 كالوري اللي انا اوريدي ام burning them باخذهم كلهم مثلا فات او كلهم بروتين او يعني ليه هاي البرسنتج ايش بتفرق؟ انا هذا اللي بيفرق.
طيب هلا ما هو انت ال 1900 كالوري اللي عندك اياهم they still have to be split into percentages of the main three macros. لازم يكون في عندك around a certain percent of ما راح احكي لك percentages لانه على حسب الدايت تاعك بس انه usually بكروسفيت I think احنا بنعمل 40% carbs 30% fat 30% protein. It could differ from depending your target. مثلا لا أنا I'm trying to gain weight فال percentage of carbs is 55 for me and the remaining is split between protein and fat. بس ما بنفع إنه تاخدي هدول ال 1900 calorie only from carbs أو only from protein. You're going to go into malnutrition و يصير عندك في some deficiencies.
Okay.
Does that answer your question ولا؟
أنا عندي يعني طول عمري ما بعمل هذه الحسبة. Now I'm doing this. I'm having a hard time إنه control الفات intake. بس ما بعرف هذا الإفورت إيش بيعمل in return. لأنه أنا I'm maintaining my weight anyways.
انت if you're maintaining your weight وحاسه حالك بالجيم doing good ما عم تتعبي no injuries are showing up عم بتنامي منيح بالليل و your day is being very good ما عم تحسي drops كثير باليوم then the diet you're doing is very good. أنا نفس الشيء in the same boat معك. I'm maintaining my weight ف I don't need to change anything about it.
Okay. Thank you.
أهلا. يلا guys enjoy your night. We hope to see you some other day. See you tomorrow for the workout.
Bye bye.